Hey guys, Cody with CJC Off-Road. Today we have a unique one for you. This is a brand new 2023 Ram 2500. This truck came straight from the dealership to our shop. And yeah, this is gonna be the new hood, the new mirror. So go ahead and comment down below. Let us know what you think on the transformation on this build. Stock, you know, there's definitely been some very polarizing comments online. But I think if you hold on and watch this whole video through, you're gonna see how beautiful this truck looks at the end of the transformation. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, Ram is doing some small changes on the 2023 platform, and this is the very first one we've seen, and we're super stoked. The owner actually gave us the keys and said, do your guys best. So we're gonna show you guys a little bit of differences, and again, put our spin on this truck and give it a soft riding yet high performance suspension system. So here we are again. We have this brand new 2023 Ram. This thing is fresh off the dealership lot. We've got our guys stripping all of the factory components off. They get replaced by the Carli suspension components. As of now, this is a 2.5-inch Pintop leveling system with the radius arm drops, radius arms, and some of the other upgrades. Everything is confirmed at this point. It's fitting 100%. So those of you who do have 2023 trucks on order, you're going to be good to go. As far as I'm aware, there's not actually a ton of difference between, say, a 22 and a 23 Ram 2500, 3500. As of now, we've got a difference on the hood, the mirrors, and I believe there's going to be the Rebel trim package as well as a digital gauge cluster on some of the Limited and Longhorn packages. But beyond that, your truck's going to be very similar to a 22, which is excellent if you're looking into modifying it because there's going to be no reconfiguring or retooling on any of the manufacturer side. Starting at the very front of this truck, there's going to be the Carli suspension soft rod coil springs paired up with the King Pintop 2.5 leveling shock package. You'll also notice that these shocks do not come in the standard King Blue. These are a custom motor set that we typically have in stock, where the blue anodizing has actually been changed to black. Again, this is a custom tuned Carli spec King shock, so it's going to have the Carli spec stainless steel shock shafts, which are not something common on all King shocks, as well as their piston and their custom tuning. So while this is a King shock typically used on an off-road vehicle, in this instance, the truck's going to get a ton of excellent on-road ride, as well as a lot of off-road performance. So it's really the best of both worlds. And that's what you're getting when you do spend the money, you do upgrade to the bigger shock packages. You're getting just a wider range of performance on both the low speed on-road, as well as the high speed off-road, etc. Now, you'll also notice that the customer sprung for the Carli suspension fabricated radius arms. Those are an excellent upgrade for looks, strength, as well as a little bit of tire clearance. However, with the package we're putting on the truck, that's really not much of a question. You'll also notice that he sprung for the radius arm drops. The radius arm drops are not required on a leveling kit, but they are quite common for the guys who are going for a fully optioned system. This is going to make sure that there are no alignment issues down the road. However, it's not really a common issue. Sometimes guys want to add a little bit more caster or do something a little more custom in the alignment, and these radius arm drops are going to allow for that. An extra level of geometry correction as well as looking killer. Now, one thing I did glance over on the fabricated radius arms is a spherical joint in the rear. It's going to allow for more movement, more articulation, which is just going to result in a better ride, smoother comfort, getting over curbs, pulling into driveways, and things like that. Speaking of driveways and curbs, the Carli suspension torsion sway bar is a softer rate sway bar. A lot of guys think that they're adding a sway bar for high cornering performance like you would on a performance road car. However, this is a little different. The factory sway bar is so stiff it results in a really poor ride whenever one wheel is traveling. So if you do have a stock one of these trucks, you'll notice when you pull into a gas station, you hit your head on the window, the B-pillar, etc. The sway bars are going to stop that, especially when paired with a high-performing shock and coil package. The ride improvement is incredible. Lastly, on the front end, we went with the Carli suspension stainless low mount steering stabilizer. That is going to help keep the 37 by 1350 Recon Grappler ATs under control. As we found out with this new tire, it doesn't have the aggressive radial pull that some of the MTs and some of the hybrid tires have. However, with the 1350 width and the 37-inch tire, this stabilizer is going to add just a little bit more firmness to the steering wheel and kind of keep that light and floaty feel that some guys complain with lifted trucks away from this build. Now, those Recon grapplers are wrapped around the CJC spec trail ready 20-inch wheels. Now, we set these at the perfect inset and back spacing to allow a 37-inch tire to clear with minimal trimming, yet still tucked under the fender, not required to run mud flaps, etc. Now, typically on a Ram Laramie, these actually sit a 37-1250 really nicely with the fender flare. Those of you sharp observers will notice that this 23 Laramie, for some reason, Ram chose not to put the factory flares on these trucks. So if you're a purist trying to try to see the differences from a 22 to 23, that is one of the differences that we did note. Now these wheels are not going to be the standard bronze color that we typically offer them and carry them in stock. These are a custom powder coated color. It's called Highland Bronze for those of you who are interested. Now moving on to the lights of the truck, Baja Designs was very curious to know if 23s had changed any of the mounting apparatus. We're happy to report that it is not. If you do have a kit that was on the shelf for a 22, it's going to fit the 23. This truck got the 20-inch Onyx bar kit in the bumper. It got the CJC fog light Laramie conversion package, and that's going to take you from that thin factory LED to a high-performing squadron light. It also got the S2 reverse kit. And while we had the front bumper apart, we figured why not throw the CJC off-road intercooler guard, and it does fit, again, the 23, so all those front-end improvements are gonna be good to go. All right, so that about wraps up what we did to this 2023 Ram 2500. We weren't quite sure when we first saw the renderings for the 23, the hood change, the mirror change. However, I think once given a little bit meatier tire, given the leveling kit, given the truck a little bit more of a stance, I do think the finished package looks killer. In person, I know there's gonna be a lot of comments. We already saw a lot of comments on Instagram about the mirrors. Everything actually looks good, works good. The hood scoop's actually a pretty cool upgrade, kind of a welcome change to the 19 and up front end. So all in all, I think this is an excellent truck. Those of you looking for a 2500 truck that you want to haul, you want to be able to have some fun off-road, this package is going to be the package. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment down below, give us a call, send us an email. We'll be happy to help, and we'll see you guys on the next one.